Good morning and welcome to the BenQ webinar this morning on our new RP02 board, the Ultimate Healthy Hybrid Learning Ecosystem. My name is Carly Burton-Soleil. I am the coordinator this morning for this webinar, and your host Bill Bilkey is here as well. Like I said, this is the webinar for the new RP BenQ board, new RP02 BenQ board, the Ultimate Healthy Hybrid Learning Ecosystem webinar. Your host this morning is going to be Bill Bilkey. On the call as well from BenQ is myself, Carly Burton-Soleil, and Ryan Hood, who is our engineer for the IFPs. If you have any questions, like I said, during the demonstration, we're going to keep everybody on mute. But when it is at the end of the demonstration, we will be having question and answer session. If you have any questions during the demonstration, don't hesitate to submit them via the question tool on your right-hand side in your toolbox. And we will do our best to get them answered during the demo. But if not, we will answer them at the end of the session. At this time, I'm going to turn things over to Bill Bilkey. Bill, you're welcome to go ahead and get started.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks everyone for attending. It looks like we have a good variety of current customers, prospective customers, reseller, channel partners. So I'll try to make this something for everybody. We'll have some new demonstrations on the EasyWrite 6 software. We've got a beta version of it. We've got EasyWrite Live that Ryan will be demonstrating, which is great for the hybrid classroom and remote and distance learning. I'll show some back-end things even for the IT folks. So basically, you know, let's say you started, right now you can see my desktop, right? Carly?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, yeah, okay, so let's just run through an average school day, kind of what can happen. I wanted to thank Data Image 2 for inviting several people. So just right now with the person in the room, it's making it a little bit difficult here, but at the beginning of the day, let's say it's a cold day in Michigan, you've got, 40 schools in your district. So the IT person can go ahead and log into our account DMS system, or they can also do it from their phone. I'm going to assume you guys will be able to see my phone, but there's also a DMS app on your phone. So the first thing you'll do is you'll find select all the panels, right? You can remotely turn them on through our remote system. Here you can see all the apps. Here's where you can turn them on. So I can put the panel in standby, or I can turn it on. So I can put it standby at the end of the day. I can turn it on, so now you'll see it go on in the back behind me. So the IT guy can turn on all the panels to start the day. Then what we can do is we can go over to Broadcast Xsign, which is our free software. No charge for this. Some competitors are coming out with similar items which they charge for. You could pick every classroom or certain classrooms, right? And we can send out a message. So I'm going to start the day, I've turned on the classroom, the teacher's going to walk into the classroom, and I'm going to send out a message to every panel in the district. Okay, that pops up in the back. What I'm going to do now, just so you know, on wireless, I've got no connections, no HDMI connection, no USB for touch connections. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mirror what's on my screen here, so you'll be able to see better. Carly, can everybody see that? Or do I have to select something? Okay, great. So now the kids walk into the classroom. Some of them may be remotely joining since we're talking hybrid. But the kids that are in the classroom will walk in, they'll get the reminder, did I wash my hands? I can't go hug my buddy, and I need to keep my mask on. So when the panel is touched, then it turns that message off. So it's very intuitive. The other thing I could have sent, and then let's say later in the day, there's a big snowstorm coming. I could have shown also, we can have a scrolling message like no school the next day, snow day. You can go to every panel or certain groups of panels. And well, actually, this one would be kind of fun. Let me go back to this and get the head to set up. So the other thing I can do is I could go to the principal, and let's do the daily principal announcement. So you probably can't see what I'm doing on my laptop, but I'm using that same piece before, except I'm selecting video, and I can enter I can do a live video daily announcement to every class.
What's really nice, Bill, is we can see all of that, so it's wonderful.
Oh, you can? Okay, great. So I've got one thing to move out of the way. All right. So now this could be a daily principals announcement going to every district. Or every
so if any of you are considering going into experimental physics, my door is always open. Once again, I'm sorry that the demonstration didn't quite work out, but now we know what happens when you accidentally spill peach apple into a helium neon laser. Short answer is no.
Okay.
And that.
Okay. So that's how you can share the principal's daily announcement. That could be a live video or recorded video, a lunch menu, that type of thing. All right, so then now we're ready to start class. Let's say the teacher's still not in there though, actually. So the kids can use the panel. They can either take the back of this pen, if it's an RP series, and hold it up to the NFC card reader, and it's going to pull up the Easy Write software, and they can go ahead and write on it, keep themselves occupied while they wait for the teacher to join the class. If they have an RM series, it doesn't have the NFC card reader, so they can just click Easy Write and do the same thing. So I'm going to kind of go into the differences between our panels. So right now we've got two series of panels. We've got the RM series, which is the mainstream series, and the RP series, which is the premium series. So there's a few differences. Part of the title of this webinar is Healthy Classroom. So the RP series is the only one that has the antibacterial coating on the screen. It's TUV and SIAA certified. It's a non-toxic ionic silver coating. It prevents 99.97% of the bacteria from spreading. We're on our 5th generation of this type of a panel. BenQ actually owns a medical company and a medical company and a hospital. So we developed it for that and took that technology out to here. We can't say it prevents COVID. Obviously, that would take months of testing, probably a year, and a lot of money. But it does prevent streptococcus, E. coli, things like that. So that's the first piece. That's only on the RP. First, I'll show you what only the RP has. The RP also has 8 noise canceling array mics with echo canceling. And that'll come in handy when I show how we can do the lesson capture in a little bit. It'll be good for your hybrid learning. The RP also has these ports in the front, which includes a USB port, which the USB would count as an HDMI and USB for touch, as well as a USB, just a regular USB port. There's some person in room sensors on it as well. The RM would have those on the sides. They wouldn't have the noise canceling mics there, but there is a mic line in that you can use and get some remote, voice amplification going. They both have the award-winning sound bar with 2 16-watt speakers, but our key has also a subwoofer with an equalizer in it. So really great sound. That's one of the downsides of doing these presentations remotely is you can't hear the sound. You can't feel how great the touch is on the panel, which is another differentiator between the two. We had the RP 6750 and 654, and they would kind of pick you up out here, kind of similar to the Epson Brightlink, which I used to sell. So just to give you a background on me, I've been at BenQ for 5 years. I was at Epson for 12 before that, Acer for 7 before that. So another one of the differences here is the fine IR technology. So you probably see how small those dots are. I have to be right touching the panel for it to pick it up. The fine IR zero bond technology. The RM's pretty good too. It's right. You got to be pretty much right up there. So that prevents the sleeve or the bracelet on the teacher from connecting, or like the double drag or the knuckles that I would sometimes get if the bright link wasn't installed properly. So that's another difference. Is just the quality of the infrared and the number of infrared in the back there. Let's see if there's any other differences. That's the main differences. So the QR NFC card reader, I'm sorry, will come into play in a little bit. So now when the teacher gets there, there's 3 ways they can log in. They can type in their username and password and try to block it so the students can't see it, especially, maybe the middle schoolers or something that might try to get into the panel and do things like change the language or some settings on the teacher. So, or see some documents that the teachers want to be private. So the second way is with the phone. You can just use a QR code reader. And this will work for both the RN and the RP. QR code reader that'll log you in automatically. And then the third method, which only works with the RP because it's got the NFC card reader, is you can get these NFC cards, or you can go get stickers that go on the back of your badge to get into school. So if you take that and you hold it up to the NFC card reader, it's automatically going to log you in. So when the teacher walks in, when she's walked into the class, she's ready to teach, clicks that up, you can see the face shot, the name. They can have their own wallpaper that they want back there, and they can set up their apps in the order, however they want to have them set up, as well as some widgets. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. But not only does it log me to the panel and take my settings, but it also will log me into the Google Cloud. And you can connect the Google Cloud, Dropbox, OneDrive, the local network drive. You can pull files off of the internal folder or a USB. But right now I've hooked up the Google Drive, and I've got documents which we can get to and open up, PDFs, etc. And I'll show you that in a little bit. And then you also saw that we had the shared drive. And you could also set up a team drive. So this could be a classroom where you're going to save your lesson to at the end of the day. And the students from home can review the lessons with their parents and teachers, or parents and students can work together, review the lesson. But with my kids, sometimes I had to kind of review the content before I could help them with their homework. So that's a piece. And the other thing about this is you can go to any classroom in the district and your data follows. You can log into any classroom and your profile in cloud follows you. Some of the competitors are trying to catch up to us. They've got where you can do 4 people in a room. Carly, is everybody muted? So you go into one room. The other guys can only have 4 people going to one panel, so you can't go from room to room. And they actually charge for this because it's third party, whereas ours is free, included in the price. But let's say you went to the next classroom, because a lot of times in the hybrid classrooms now, the students are staying in the room and the teachers are switching classrooms to minimize exposure of the kids to COVID, and et cetera. So now the next teacher comes in, you're going to take this, change the account. This could be a substitute teacher, which I can name this as, or just another teacher. So now you see they have their own wallpaper. They didn't set up any widgets, but you can also go to their Google Drive. And the teacher could have recorded some lessons ahead of time, which I'm going to show you how to do. And then the substitute can just play them. And again, you can just pick up, I can pick up a file. I could show and pull that in, and so there's a little image of one of the BenQ projectors. It's projecting down 3D into some sand. So how do we set up widgets? So what you do here is you can go here to the widgets. We've got a few. We've got a message board. Sometimes I'll do that and I'll put up the agenda. we can put up calculator type widgets, but let's say I don't need that one because they're all in easy right, so I can just drag it down here and delete it. And then apps. I want to put some of my commonly used apps on here. So I always use Easy Write for now. We'll have Easy Write 6 coming out, as I mentioned. I like to show this one sometimes. And then, of course, probably you're going to want a browser on there. We'll do that. All right, so now it's set up so when I log out and log back in, these are going to come up. So again, when the new teacher logs in, if the other one forgot to log out, it automatically logs them out. Or if I went to the next class and logged in, it would automatically log me out because you can only be logged in on one board at a time. And that's one of our security pieces. We set this up with simplicity, security, and safety in mind. And safety also includes healthcare. So that's a little piece. When we go into a couple more healthcare features, I'm kind of skipping around here. If you take your finger at the bottom of the board here and swipe up, you're going to see these are things you could also do before you're logged in. You can connect your Chromebook, a document camera, things like that, Blu-ray player. InstaShare, which I'm doing again to wirelessly mirror my screen back to you. Go to the Android. But if you go over the general settings, I can turn on eye care. And what that does is it prevents low blue light. We're on our 6th generation of the low blue light. We've had this before. Right now my glasses have a blue light filter on them. Apple's got the night time on their phone, and other people are coming out with low blue light. BenQ's had this for 6 generations of panels. You're talking 10 years easy. And what the low blue light does is it prevents the blue light from getting back to your brain, because blue light will tell your brain it's daytime, it's daytime, affects your melatonin production, which will affect your sleeping patterns. Also, the blue light goes back further to your retina and can lead to age-related macular degeneration. So we've got your health in mind for that.
Hey,
There's
Bill.
also flicker-free. Yep.
Hey, sorry, we had a quick question from Chris Rupp when you were showing the mirroring of the panel. He wants to know, can you mirror a desktop or a Chromebook as well?
Yes. So remind me, I'm going to actually, that's part of my demo. I will be doing that as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I could do it. Yeah. Because then once I'll disconnect mirroring and I'll go to casting. I'll show that. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so then the flicker free would be another healthcare feature. You can see that with your phone. If you look at ours or other panels or TVs out there, you'll see some flickering. On ours, you won't when you look with your camera. This flicker free came up from the gaming monitors. BenQ Zowie is a leader in the gaming monitors. We go from, I think about 82% of the pro gamers are using the BenQ Zowie gaming monitors. And that's, coming down now to the colleges because they want to make the pros, the high schools, they want to get college scholarships, and even the middle schools. We're hoping that to get more esports monitors out there. So you got the antibacterial on the RP only, the low blue light and flicker free on both RP and RM. And I think that's the healthcare features. Oh, there's also a CO2 sensor built into both, and the RP also has some other air quality sensors. Those are really more of a concern in other countries at this point. But what the CO2 sensor will tell you is if the CO2 is getting too high in the room, it can lead to fatigue with the kids. They might not be able to concentrate as well. So when you see the bar kind of going over there, you open a window, open the door, let some fresher air in. Okay, so let me keep doing my demo, and then if I forget to go into the casting, remind me at the end. But what I'm going to do now is log in again. So I've already shown let's start out with Easy Write 5. So currently with EasyWrite 5, you can save as a PDF only, which doesn't let you, edit the file later. We also have what EasyWrite 6 will let you do is open up IWB files, which could be Smart or Promethean or any type of files saved as an IWB, and pull those in. We'll have a Windows version, which I have. I also have the Android version loaded on here. But the Windows version will be coming out at the end of March. The Android will be coming out at the end of April. And then we're going to have a web version coming out in probably June. And those will all let you edit, save file, open IWB and Smart files. There's a share button here where you can share the whole presentation at the end as a QR code, email if you set them up, or go to wireless networkable printer. This record feature will let you record everything that you say or show up on the screen. So here I've got two choices. I've got the built-in mic on the RP. I would have mic line in on the RM, or it looks like you can pick remote control mic. And there's a mic on this which it does some things with SASE. It's kind of like Alexa. But for this one, I'm just going to use the built-in noise canceling mic. So right now, everything I'm doing here is being shared. I'm going to pull up a little calculator and show you one of our apps. So we can do a quick math problem. 2 cubed plus 3, or 3 squared plus 2 cubed squared minus 8. And then I'll give the students a chance to figure out the answer. And when I'm doing a presentation, I'll usually pick on someone and say, oh, I heard you say 281. I put that in, gives you the answer. But this is continuous too. So let's see what happens if we divide the whole thing by 2. What do you think? 140 and a half. What if I squared the 8? Okay. So that tells you that. And I can switch screens too. I can go over here and I can pull up a web page and it's still recording. And I can go to whatever web page I want. I'm just going to go to BenQ. And I'll give you a fun fact while we're doing that. So a lot of people have called me Ben at trade shows. They think my name is Ben and my last name's Q and I own the company. No, it's a $25 billion a year company. I don't own it. But BenQ stands for Bringing Enjoyment and Quality to Life. That might be a quiz question at some point when I start doing quizzes. But there you can see our website. So let's get back on track again. So now I'm going to stop the recording. Okay. So I've recorded everything I put up there. I think I forgot to write. So it saved it into my file. So now I go here to my internal drive under my user account. And today's the 24th or 25th. So now I'm going to.
And now everything I'm doing here is being shared. I'm going to pull up a little calculator and show you one of our apps.
So that shows you that you can record the lesson, and anybody that wasn't in class will be able to review the lesson. What you can do further to further that, I can take it, I can rename it, which I'm not going to do now. I can move it though too, which is the more important thing. I can move it into my Google Drive, and then we can have the shared team drive. I could put it into there, and then I can delete it from here so it's not on the panel. And of course, when I go to the next classroom and log in, my Google Drive follows me, and then I can open the lesson again if I chose to. So that's the record feature, which is nice. I'm going to come back to the broadcast phone because that's kind of the big killer app. Now let's say we're in a classroom. We're going to have a team competition here. I'm going to pick 3 students at random. So I'm going to use the BenQ randomizer to pick 3 students. I've got small class. I've got 17 students in the class. And each number can be associated with a student, or I can randomly pick questions as well. You know, you're not softballing one person or giving somebody else hard questions. So student number 2, number 13, and number 4, please come to the front of the class. This is probably less COVID. Then what I can do here is I can write a question. And then I can paste it across. And at the same time, multiple students could be answering it. So we've got one correct answer here. And you could also do things like 5 plus 5 plus 5, or, you know, 5 3 times to show them how to, different ways to figure it out. So team number 3 won that one. I could save this in QR codes as 3 different ones, or save the whole file. And this could be things, list out animals, make drawings. They may want to save it and show their parents, show proof of work for certain people. So we'll pull up the scoreboard now. So team C, I guess it's C. Team C gets 1. My battery dies on these. Let me know when I'll go to hardwire. And then let's say team B gets the next one. They both get a crown. Team C, we just have this one. So that's the split screen, the randomizer, the scoreboard. Here's, you know, sticky notes. You can do various colors. We've got the timer here, or I could go, hey, we've got 10 seconds to take this quiz, or well, like 10 minutes, sorry, 10 minutes. And then I can go do something else. I can even go into a whole different page, pull that up. All right, test this up, put your pencils down, you know, that type of thing. Oops. Let me go back. All right, so that was the countdown timer. We've got a stopwatch as well for, you know, PE classes, swimming classes, that type of thing. Scavenger hunts, shape maker, where we can export various shapes into here, just to show you a few things we can do. We can also change the backgrounds. So let's say, you know, give me the most less tech advanced person. Maybe you've got a teacher that's retiring. She's all worried about this. We can make this just like a chalkboard for her. So she'll do that and open up. Let's see, or you can change the color. Maybe there's a student with hearing impairment in the back. It'll be hard for them to see. Maybe these colors make it easier for them. So, Carl, I still don't think everybody's muted. All right, so there's that. And you can also import in images or PDFs, like a map of the city or something like that. And here you can have multiple pages and reorder them. I'm not going to go into that. I went into one class with a student needs person, and he had to hold himself here and couldn't write. So what we did is we came out with a palm eraser off, and then at that point he could write. But you lose the eraser, which I don't know if I showed that. So anything you write here, if you take your hand and make a big area, it's a big eraser. If you make a small area, it's a small eraser. You can use this and erase sections, or you can just erase it off. So I'm kind of intending this to be a training piece as well for you guys that you can give to your teachers. So the next thing I'm going to show will be the cloud whiteboarding, and this is back to the hybrid learning. Anybody here that has a QR code reader on their phone should be able to join in. And you just take the QR code reader to the screen, you know, capture it here on your phone. If you don't have a QR code reader, you can go to this website, easywrite.benq.com, and type in the room ID. And then you're going to connect to it. So I'm going to have my phone up here so you can follow along for the people that weren't able to do this. Again, we're at my house, and my daughter's up doing a web video class right now, so we'll see how slow the lag is on this. But, so as you can see, there's about no lag. You don't have to be on the same network, obviously, because you're remote. I'm on my phone, which is not connected to my network. And there's no limit to the number of students. So, you can easily do 50 students on there. Obviously, you'll have more traffic, or more when you do this next piece, which is the collaboration. Obviously, it'd be nice if the students could collaborate as well. And we'll, right now for security, we don't let them in there because we're, worried about what they could write. But I'm going to open this up and because I trust you guys. And now when I do that, you see these allow me to write. Great. So we've got people following along, which is good. I could take a live photo or pick a photo. So I'm going to just pick a photo. You can add photos to this. There's little sticky notes here. So and the sticky notes will sort by color. Oops. Okay. So I could load a map. This could be anything. Okay. So Ryan sent a picture up there. CD sent a picture up there, so you can kind of see who's sending the photos, and you can see who's doing the sticky notes. But so there's my sister's dogs. So I'm going to stop I'm just going to go back to broadcast. So only I can put things up now. So that's my sister's puppy Penny and Buddy. So now at the end of this, now that I finished the session, everybody that had joined will get a note that it's online, and there's a little icon up here to download it, and you can save it to your phone, and everybody can have a copy of the lesson for the day. And obviously, students can be remotely joining. If you have half the kids in the classroom and half remote. I'll just show a couple easy write things real quick, then I'll show the casting feature. So I think I showed this, but I don't think I showed that you can convert handwriting to text. Move it around. If it was a different color, it would have been a different color. I can't draw good circles. If I use this, I can. So I think that's easy write 5. Let's see. Here's easy write 6, which I'll have Ryan demo, but it's going to have some other features in there. You can pull any IWB files, pictures, documents, that type of thing. It'll have the broadcasting, and there'll be an easy write live. Let me see what else. All right, so let me show the broadcast. Feels like I'm missing something. So yeah, it's a good point on the paintbrush. So there's a dual pen mode. So we've got a big tip and a small tip. So I can write single pen mode. You got to go to dual pen mode and do that. And I can do a pen and a finger at the same time. And then let's go to paintbrush mode. Okay, so the paintbrush mode. This is just these are any paintbrushes, nothing special about them. And just so you know, so you can see the harder I press, the thicker it is. So Tom Shea, our product manager, does calligraphy. Other people are good artists. I'm not even going to try on that. So that was the paintbrush mode, the dual pen mode. There was something else I forgot, but I forgot what it was. Oh, okay, we want to show the backgrounds. Well, I showed you that background, but we also have, graph paper, music paper. And we'll have first one I sold it again was to my school was for the PE class. Yeah. So you can take these and you can move them around. Obviously annotate on them. Did that answer that question? Those questions? Now I'm going to cast. So I'm casting right now, right? So you guys, okay, so you see what's on my screen. So let's see. So one thing I've got here going is smart notebook on this screen. If I had another notebook, I could show you the Easy Write next to it and how it can cast, or the Easy Write and how it can show that same file. So you do 1, 2, 4, or 9 images. As the teacher, you have the moderator functionality. I needed to share this. Oh wait, casting from my laptop, and that was showing the smart notebook. Oh wait, let me. Okay, so as a reminder, I am not. I don't have any wires running here. No USB, no touch. So the thing is, I've got touchback. Trying to view full screen. So now I can switch pages. It'll let me, I think that was everything. Yeah, let me turn it over to Ryan.
So what we have here is essentially the same principle as Easy Write on the board, but this is Easy Write BenQ.com live. So this does not need a board to actually start a session with your students. So if you need to start a session remotely or at home, there's a student home, you can actually do it from here, all from a PC or a Mac. So the same principle is you can invite students here with the QR code and the room ID. And since I'm on a browser, you just type in the easywrite.benq.com/live to make sure that you're not using a board for this one, and then the room ID. So what I can do, I'm gonna click out of here. I already have my phone connected, but you can see there's a couple different options with this version. So I can see everybody that's actually connected. It's a little bit better than what else. So you can see Bill just joined. And then down here, there's the co-creation button. It's built into kind of the same area. All the functions are the same, except for there's no toolbox, just because that's built into the board. You can, however, change your background here, just like you did before with Bill. And you do have another option here is actually to broadcast. So I can start live broadcasting. Let me see here. And then, let me see, I can open up something else. Where to go? Oh, let's see, let me open up the co-creation mode so everybody can actually write on here. So now I'm writing on the Easy Write, and then I have my phone also connected here. Hopefully I can write easily. So that's me with my big old finger on my tiny little phone. And like I was saying, this is the same principle. This is a free version with Easy Write online. Looks like somebody sent in a picture here. I think it's Bill. Once it loads, so yeah, you can see Bill's showing us a picture of his setup that he had going. I can resize it and move it around. There's Bill's view. We can always annotate on top of that once we click out of there, and right on top of it and do different things. And same thing with the alternate pages. So really, in a nutshell, this is Easy Write live online. And at any point, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the broadcast mode. And now I'm going to switch over to our Easy Write 6 on the PC version. So this is the new version that you're going to get with every new board that we have. So Bill was showing our RP02 series, and every board from now until forever we're going to have with the Easy Write 6. So you can get familiar with Easy Write 5, it'll be available, but Easy Write 6 is essentially the same thing, just with some extra features. So you can see here, there's tons of different colors. We have a pen mode and also a highlighter mode. So I can actually take this, and a lot of people wanted the highlighter mode to do different things on their board. So now we can actually highlight directly on the text that we've written. And over here we have a custom color. So you can see I put kind of a BenQ purple color, or you can add your own color here, or even dial it in exactly with your RGB if you're very, very particular about which color you want to show on Easy Write. It's all available, hit save, and now it's in your login every time. So it's a lot of fun to use that. We also have the ability here to do text box shapes and different things. So I've prepared that over here. So you can see I do have a text box already, or a text box here saying today I have a cube. I can add, let's say we want a perfect circle, and add it over here. I can resize it. And let's see, what else can we do? I'm going to take this cube and I'm going to duplicate it because we need more than one cube here. So now I can actually set these kind of next to each other. We can resize them down to be the perfect size, make a big old weird hexagon honeybee thing if you want. A lot of interesting things to do with that. And then in Toolbox, I can actually open up like a protractor here and do straight measurements with like my pen tool, and I can mark out different areas of, you know, okay, where's 50 degrees or 130, depending on where you're at. So you can always go back and forth with these. It's a lot of fun to be able to use like digital tools. It's kind of the future of things with students and learning, is all the digital tools that they have available. Also, down here in the corner, we have a capability to actually zoom in on the object. So it's cool, I can take out my tools that you can move around and zoom in super close. So you can take this and see exact measurements of everything. You can also zoom out fairly far and see a large view of your canvas. So this is a 8 times scrollable canvas, and this is highly requested from our math teachers because they want to have, I don't know why, but they want to do like giant, you know, NASA size equations and then zoom into a certain part and adjust it and zoom back out and take a look at everything. So a lot of fun to be able to have the zoom feature in there. The biggest thing with Easy Write 6 though is our ability to open up an IWB file. And oh, not that one, let me see here. Yeah, don't save. And then it gives me the different projects that I can actually open up. So what's going to happen with this is you guys are going to be able to tell your teachers that had Smart Notebook or Promethean, Active Inspire, those type of people that have IWB or .notebook files, is they can open it within Easy Write, adjust all the different parameters, they can move things around within Easy Write, blah, 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 like this, and then put it in here and then save it back up to your cloud. So what you're getting with Easy Write 6 is you're getting a PC version. So you're going to get a PC version, and later there's going to be a Mac. I can barely write with my mouse here, but then you're also going to get it on your RP02 and further. So RP03, 4, 5. You're going to have that also on our RM series, which is kind of mainstream. There's a little bit cheaper price with that, but it has just a couple less features, not a whole lot less. So all our RM3s will have that. The reason that we're telling you that it's going to be coming out on this PC is that we see most teachers want to create their lessons at home and then save it up to our cloud drive. So we'll put it up in the cloud, and then whenever we get to our board, we will download it on either one of these boards we get. So essentially, you can build your whole lesson at home on Easy Write 6, Don't even need to take your PC and connect it, but you have the option to. But then you can log in with that one swipe that Bill was saying, go to your Google Drive, and then you can open that in EasyWrite 6 and have it just like you had at home, just with a large format board. So in essence, that's what our EasyWrite 6 is just a couple little upgrades from our amazing EasyWrite 5 with a lot more usability and customization. But with that, do we have any questions about EasyWrite 6 or EasyWrite Live? Let me see.
Everyone is currently unmuted, and all you have to do is hit the unmute button on your toolbar if you'd like to ask questions live. I currently have no new questions in the question box that we haven't already hit.
So Ryan, just to clarify, so the current RM02Ks and the current RP02s, well, you can upgrade and have EasyWrite 6.
Yes.
The old 01s, they do Android 6, will have a cloud whiteboarding, or they can use the PC version or eventually the Mac version.
Yes, and remember on the older versions, if you really want to, like you were showing, Bill, you can have EasyWrite 6 on your PC and then cast it to the board. So essentially, you're getting a free upgrade with that. Yeah, and there's no price for having EasyWrite 5 or EasyWrite 6 at all. This is all going to be free.
So the AMS is free, the EasyWrite 5 and 6 are free, the Broadcast XN to cast all the panels and control them, that's all free. Some of the competitors charge for that. A lot of the competitors do.
All right, well, if we don't have any other questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We want to thank both Bill and Ryan for demoing for us this morning. If you have any questions moving forward, please don't hesitate to reach out to BenQ, and we would be happy to share with you any information regarding our panels or our projectors from this line. If you have any additional questions, you're more than welcome to check out our website. There will also be an email sent in the next day or two with a recording of this broadcast for you available if you'd like to go back and review it or share it with some of your colleagues. Also, for anyone who attended today's webinar, we will be sending you in the next couple of days a gift card from Starbucks for your time and appreciation today for joining us on the webinar. And I just want to say thank you from the BenQ team, both from Bill and Ryan and myself, Carly, for your time, and hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you.